This is just my take on this, right?
Listen here, and I got something to say about this. It all depends on what financially stable is to you. Is financially stable to you $50,000? Is it $40,000? Like, what is your limit? I understand you. Who wants somebody that's dead broke? Don't have a car, walking, don't have their own house, can't live alone. Who wants to date somebody like that? They can't do nothing on their own. A child, nobody. And he was saying in the video, I don't want a female that's broke. I don't want I want us to both be able to have each other's back. Okay, but what is financially stable to you? Her being able to pay all your bills if you're married and you fall off or whatever, she's able to pick up the slack till you get back on your feet 2-3 months or however long it's going to take, or one of y'all gets hurt, married. Because you motherfuckers talking about somebody able to have your back financially and you just want to date, fool around and everything else. Child, please, you shouldn't even be worried about that at that point, at a dating stage. If the person's financially going to be responsible for your crap. If you're talking about marriage with this person, then that's something different. That's a real partnership. I ain't talking about no dating. You worried about it. If dating, you worried about if a female can have your back financially dating. You need to be worried about if that person knows the Lord, getting to know them, what sort of stuff they like. That's when you're gonna ask somebody to marry you, you're engaged to them. That's when you start worrying about, well, if something happens to me or whatever, that person can pick up the slack. But first and foremost, you need to be able to pick up your own slack. But we know nobody, it's like we're creating these standards that basically no one has, a very few amount of people have money saved enough to have their own back if they fall off. If you had your own back when you fall off, you wouldn't have to be worried about a female having your back. Do you have any money saved enough to pay up the bills and everything so she won't have to worry about that? She gotta pay everything because you done fell off or you done got hurt or whatever. What are you planning to do? Is just another person is your backup if something goes downhill? Well, what the woman can do? Well, I'm in trouble, so what the woman can do? I mean, you got to have your own back, and women vice versa. You got to have your own back first. If this man paying the bills or whatever else, if something happened to him, lady, are you saving the money that you're making in the background just in case something happens and he don't have enough saved or whatever? You got to think about this stuff from all angles. If you don't even have your own back, if you fall off, don't expect me to have your back. And if you're marrying somebody, you should be making sure as a man that you have our backs, and the woman that you signed on that dotted line for. You ought to be able to make sure that, if we fall off for a couple months, I got this money set aside to tide us over and pay all the bills or whatever. And lady, you just help us get by, on the regular stuff, keeping paying the light bill and maybe keeping food in the house, something like that. But you as a man should have that figured out. It shouldn't be, well, I want us to have both of our backs. No, sir, you should have your own back. That lady should have her own back just in case you ain't gonna catch it. It's like you gotta think more beyond all this crap. Everybody's putting up all these standards that they're not even able to reach themselves. Like, do you have your own back? If you get into trouble or something happens to you, do you have money saved up for at least 3 months tops to pay your rent, your car note, and keep your household going on your own? Do you have that? Or you want to be out here dating, trying to look for a woman that can have my back? Have your own back. But a lot of people, in reality, do not have a bunch of money saved in case they fall off. It's just not reality. I mean, are y'all living in reality with anybody? You know you don't have it like that, so whoever makes the most money is going to spend the most in the relationship. Period, point blank. The money counts itself, honey. Oh, well, I don't want that. I want somebody on my level. Okay. Well, what ensures that that person's going to have your back? Are you married to them? Are y'all sharing joint bank accounts? Does that person have any money saved? This is all stuff you get into when you are getting married, not when you're dating. Shoot. Then you get to the nitty gritty. Once it's starting to get serious, rings have been exchanged, we're engaged or whatever, we're looking to buy a home, whatever, or during our engagement, we need to make sure we save our money so that anything does happen to the breadwinner, person makes the most money in the relationship, we got that stuff on lock. But if you don't have your own stacked up and jacked up on your own to have your own back, how can you say you want that in somebody else? You're just paying bills and living, but if you fall off, you're going to have to hurry up, hustle, find you a dog job and struggle and scrape by, whatever. But you want somebody else to come full on point and prepared. Now, come on now. Be for real.